So, I'm kind of just chilling here. Look over. Doesn't look like it's in the shop yet. I'm about to cross the street, waiting for someone to actually tune in. 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, people are working. Can't wait till school year starts. That'd be nice so I can start working again. Sup? Who do I got on here? I am taking call-ins, by the way, just so y'all know. So, as I cross this intersection, give me a second. What a weekend, everybody. What a weekend. That was pretty crazy. What a month August is so far. The month of August has been pretty freaking nuts for me so far. Had Owings Mills on the 3rd and 4th. That was pretty sick. And then we had the Summer Sizzler on Saturday, and that shit was just absolutely phenomenal. Had a fun time. It was amazing. I mean, obvious reasons aside, but some really good stuff. And to think we're only in the beginning of the month. We still got County, we still got Keystone. We got a lot of crazy stuff going on locally right now. We got the Misfits going to Keystone instead of County. And I'll be honest with you, I understand why they're doing it. I get it. They want to play in the Rhode Island Flag Bowl. I totally understand that. That's a pretty big deal. Not many teams from down here, especially ones who've played in Washington County, travel up to the Flag Bowl. That's a pretty big deal for them, and I totally understand that decision from that perspective. That being said, I hope maybe there was a last minute change of mind or change of something and they could play in County, because it ain't the same about them guys there. It really isn't. It really adds to the league. But you know what? It benefits Keystone in the end. Keystone will have them. And that gives their team something to strive for, because there's no X-Dogs there now. The Misfits will be the big bad guy team there, like the X-Dogs have been and the Immortals were last season. The ones for the lower teams like Ship Flip and Killer Bees and Spartans to try to go after. So, Circuit is priority. I agree with you, Chili. Circuit is a big priority, especially that tournament. That's a pretty big deal for you guys. That's a pretty big deal in general. The Flag Bowl is something. ADR may not come back as Misfits pulled out. How true is that, Eloise? The AJ's on now. I can't confirm or deny it. You're the one who heard it. AJ's watching. Maybe he could say something to you about it. I've heard nothing about ADR and their status. The only thing I knew is that they're trying to do Maffel and they're trying to do County. And if they're doing both, I would love to join them in Maffel, to be honest with you. Not every week. That'd be kind of difficult for me. But, like, there's plenty of weeks where I can definitely do it. But no, I cannot confirm nor deny that ADR is going to be backing out of County. If it happens, then that'd be crazy. Because all of a sudden we're back to where we were a month ago. And yeah, there's AJ right now, Joe. You got to talk to AJ about that. AJ Reynolds, hey man, absolutely great job over the weekend helping out for the team Blunt Hog. That was great. You were absolutely phenomenal. Glad to have you on the team. We just absolutely killed it over the weekend. I think it was like 85 to 20 at the end of the day. The average for that, it's like 21 to 5, which is similar to what AFN did in Ocean City. The exact same number, actually, 21 to 5 with margin. We just absolutely killed it. Not surprised. There was a lot of fantastic players on the team, but the biggest thing was seeing how we all meshed. That was my biggest concern going in, because it is a makeshift team thrown together. We basically all had it together in 13 days. Started out with just me on Facebook saying, hey, if I get 9 guys committed by Thursday, we'll put a team in for Shippensburg. And then suddenly those 9 guys turned out to be the beginning of the best 23, 24 we had on the sideline. Oh, we had ballers, but you got to realize team chemistry is something that you can't really just BS like that. It takes a lot. I saw the Spartans had a lot of ballers too. They brought in guys from the Renegades, but they had some chemistry problems in that first game against us. That being said, they played really, really hard. Like, they had an excellent tournament. Like, you can't give them any hate for what they did. They put together a squad that worked out, and if they could find some kind of way to get those guys in Keystone, because they got a month to figure something out. I know there were a lot of rentals this weekend for them, but if they could find a way to get some of those guys back, it could be interesting for them, because they looked like a totally different team. Like, that ship flip game is the opposite of what usually happens. Ship flip usually destroys the Spartans. This time, the Gatos got their ship flipped, and it was pretty brutal. 27-6. And then the Spartans against Ruckus, they played an excellent game. My goodness gracious. That was... Ricky Miller's watching right now. Hey, Ricky, that flagpole at the end. Hella clutch, bro. Hella clutch. Ant and I and Tyler, I think we all thought that guy was going to score for a second, because he definitely had it. Yeah, no, I agree. Boone at quarterback was a big key for that, Chili. I'm glad we were able to get him. Like, when I first put this together, I wasn't sure what we were going to get, because I heard so many different things about this tournament. I knew that Ruckus had a team in there, and that some of the guys that I was looking at that I first hit up were all playing for him. I heard ADR was trying to get in at one point, that they actually were trying to get in at some stage, but that never came to fruition, which that was pretty key for us, because that allowed us to put together some of the key pieces that we needed to make this team possible, to make this run possible. All credit, though, to every single one of those individuals we had on that team on Saturday. Like, I've been on so many teams. So many. I grew up watching flag football. My dad ran a team. I ran a team. Whenever you're putting a bunch of guys together, it's hard to tell what result you're going to usually get, even if they're good at it. You never usually know. You either get arguments or things will go wonderful. We got everything going right for us. And that was the key to success in the end, was the fact that we all managed to mesh well together. And being able to get, like, guys from 6 different squads. I mean, we had representation from ADR, Red Knights, everybody in the league last spring. Program Warriors, Railroaders, Broadaxe had representation. We had guys who didn't even play last spring. Johnny Cocho had not even played since last fall when I hit him up to come play for us. We just had a lot of great individuals who came together, and in the end, that was the biggest key to our success. The fact that we didn't fight, we didn't argue, and whenever there were issues on our sideline, they were resolved quickly. There was no BS. And I've been around so many teams where I've heard arguments over the smallest things, bro. I had a guy quit on me on Survivors because he felt like he got benched for one play. Stuff like that happens. Like, you never know what you get, but with this team, I got the perfect result, and it worked out really well at the end. Dovin got lucky? Yeah. Yeah, he was close to scoring on that play, Rick. He really was. I seriously thought that he was going to get in, and I thought the Spartans were going to win, because I honestly felt like that Spartans team was good enough to get to the finals. They just had everything going right. They figured things out throughout the day, and if they had beaten Ruckus, that's a huge boost to going into X-Dogs. TBT on the circuit, no comment on that at Roadshow. Circuit's tough, and it's tough to get some of those guys back, because a lot of those guys already play in the circuit for other teams. But if the opportunity ever came up again, I would love to do another team Blunt Talk. It was a fun experience. I love being able to put together teams like that. I even love it better when it works out to full success. And this was overall a major success this weekend. Honestly, this month has been a success so far in terms of flag football and everything. Charm City was excellent. We had great coverage of that all weekend. We shifted to Shippensburg last weekend, and that was a wonderful experience. One of the best Saturdays I've spent in my life in football. We were there all day, but it was perfect in every sense of the word possible. We had some good football out there. Shout out to the Keystone Flag Football League for putting together that event. They did a wonderful, excellent job. I hope they continue growing. I hope County continues growing. We both need to grow for the benefit of being successful at this. I know a lot of you guys want to do circuit and all that, but right now you got to keep getting better and better at it before you think about winning national championships and everything else. Now, some guys could go out there and put teams on there and win it, but over here, we just got to grow. I have looked at new equipment. I am considering a couple things, actually. I want to get a new tripod, first and foremost, because I want to be able to use one that I don't have to hold like this the entire time, because that gets a little frustrating after a while. Misfits could take that ship. Hey, I think so too, TJ. I've heard a lot about Misfits, especially you being on that team, bro. I'm interested to see how you do on there. It's a shame. If you're not in County, it's a shame, though. But if you're in Keystone, you're going to put on a show for a lot of those guys over there. Ricky Miller to Derek Dehaney connection. Any chance we might see that in the regular season, though, Rick? Drone? Drone ain't a bad idea. I got to look into it still. I've been busy with all this paperwork. Well, not paperwork. Looking at a guy holding paperwork. I've been busy with video editing and working and everything else. I want to get equipment that's good to start with. I know if we're going to keep doing live streams, we're kind of stuck with the quality of live we get. Like right now, we're actually getting better live quality on terms of the after videos, the stuff I've been doing in editing, because I can back up the files and save it and go back and trim it later on. And that's pretty much the peak quality we'll get. Is going to depend on service and, of course, the backup quality, which is 720p, but that's by default because Facebook Live automatically goes to 720p. 18 people, that's a lot of you for a Tuesday morning. Looks really great right now. Yeah, it's excellent service. I'm actually by the mall over in Hagerstown right now. Getting some work to my car. Because like my car is in need of help. Equipment wise though, looking into a couple things. Microphone is one thing, but if we're getting cameras, we'd have to drop it live for the most part. We could try to hook it up with live, but the quality won't be any better due to the fact that it's saved to 720p. Link up. I got a little bit of time. Let's see, what time is it now? 10:29. I got to about 12. I got a doctor's appointment at 12 o'clock. I'm just waiting for my car to get done right now, and then I'll be set. I could try to look into something like that, Brock. Because if we're able to get that to work out, it's just managing to operate it, because I just pressing and playing at the same time. It's got to do that. Otherwise, I'll be just having a lot of long footage. But we could try it out. There's got to be something like that out there. I thought about trying to see if I can get a tripod on wheels. That would be pretty clutch. Something that I can just kind of hold up and just walk with instead of and just push along instead of trying to hold the whole time at a certain angle. Because sometimes some of these shots get rough because I'm only about 6 foot. So whenever you see some of those downfield wide receiver plays that are me just holding the camera up like this, then that's pretty much why, because I can't go any higher than that. You can't see it well because of that, but if I can get something that can extend the height, or at the very least, something I can control and move around with, then we'd be fine. I actually, if you guys remember, I shot footage all fall last year. The only problem was I never got around to editing much of it because I was in the middle of my senior year of college. And another thing I kind of got in the way was the fact that, no offense, but the quality of games we had last fall that I did shot were pretty bad. There were so many blowouts last fall in County that it got to the point that when I did work on those videos, I was just kind of like bored doing it because there wasn't anything that was worth posting. Like, nah, it's like nobody wants to watch Broad XB Railroaders 36-0. And so I kind of thought about, with that footage, going back at some stage and doing a small documentary about that season using that footage, where I would narrate it, tell the story, and then mix it up with some of the footage I shot in the final week. I'm actually going to do a test stream at Marty's Snook soon. That's going to be as soon as I finish up here, if I have enough time. People want the lie, just need those people to support the effects. YouTube Live? I'd have to have an internet connection. That'd be the biggest thing with YouTube Live, because they don't take cell phone connection. I tried that last year when we were doing the alumni game, and it just did not let me connect at all. It told me I had to be connected to Wi-Fi. YouTube Live would be great. I would love YouTube Live. Personally, I prefer YouTube Live. Facebook Live is not that great. It really isn't. I don't want to say trash, but it kind of is. It maxes out at 720p. That's HD quality in like 2008, 2007, which hurts the quality of games. But some of the stuff we got on YouTube right now, the stuff I have saved and backed up, have worked. Hotspots, we could try hotspots if you guys have some. We can make that work. Who's trying to call in? There's a couple ideas I had. I just got to think about what's the best one to go with for what I'm trying to achieve. What do you think, Joe? What do you think, Joe?
What do I think about what?
What do you think I should be looking at? You got headphones?
I don't.
Sorry, man. I hear myself.
Gotta go.
Yep. You know the rule. Headphones. Even I got headphones this time. Hotspot would help. I also thought about going back to the old way that we did games, where we had different phones shooting it. Because when we did the 2017 streams back in the fall, we would usually have mine uploading the videos while I would shoot it on someone else's phone. Like for the Brunswick games, I'd always shoot on Swagger's phone, for instance. And his quality ended up being pretty well. It allowed my phone to upload previous video that let the stream quality be better. I think it's a Facebook app issue, because like I'll be uploading it and it's sensitive if you back out of it at times. I don't know how to figure it out. High point view needs to happen. High point view needs to definitely happen. I got to see if I can find one that's tall. If I can find a tripod that's tall enough that I can reach and at least zoom it, we'd be fine. Because the zoom is also something that I'm trying to work in more and more for a lot of these shots, because I'm already standing far away back. I want to be able to get the best view possible, especially these downfields. Facebook is buns. You're right, Tyler. Verizon, $10 a month. I'm under a Sprint deal right now, so I'm working that out though. But damn, that's nice. Hotspot. I got Hotspot though. I do have Hotspot. Greencastle was good. You're right. For some reason, I just had an issue with live at Greencastle. I don't know what that was. Drones would be cool too. It's something that it's got to be something that I want to make sure makes sense. Because like my equipment is kind of getting a little bit old. My tripod looks a little rough around the edges. I've had that thing for a little bit over a year now. And it's nice and all. I like it. But it's like if I can get something better, we'd be good. Swagger's film poles for Brunswick. They do work if he ever wants to set them up again. If we ever like were able to get back to that, that'd be cool. Brian used to shoot a lot of his games like that. I never got to see how the footage looked on his end though. Drones would need multiple batteries for gains, because I've only heard them lasting like what, up to an hour? And our gains were usually about 90 minutes. Get a ladder? Is that what it's called? A ladder? What's that? What is that, a Rocho? Link me to it. Oh, I can imagine. I remember we did drone footage in county a couple years ago for Game of the Week drone. Could work it out. I'd be definitely down for trying to get a hold of a drone, because those things are pretty clutch. I do got a friend of mine who has a drone. I'm going to see if maybe I can hit him up too. Because like he'd be out there just shooting footage of like small towns and everything. He's flying it over. Well, we really need like a full like crew. We'll talk, Ross? All right. Let me know. Yeah, Providence Media does great. They just got a bit of a higher budget than I do. It is pretty cool, Brock. I've seen a lot of good footage from the drones that has been shot. Battery life is a problem. Yeah, I agree with Roadshow. If it doesn't last a full game, then usually it's like something that, I don't know. I'm always weird about making sure I have all the footage of a game, or at least the majority of it. Like, I hate jumping in games. Like when I did that in Charm City, it kind of ruined it for me because I only had a partial of like games that were really good. 5 on a cannon, nice. Yeah, but I'll be looking. I'm just trying to see what's the next best equipment move to make. Turns it back up. Nice. Batteries are big there. You got to have a lot of batteries. I'm actually pretty amazed that the 2 battery packs I use make it through a day of streaming. That always throws me off, because streaming takes up so much phone battery that I actually had a point where it was not even charging over the weekend. It was just sitting at 10% for like 3 hours because it was just streaming back and forth while also barely charging. What we really need is like a full crew. If we had a full crew, that'd be cool. If we were able to shoot from multiple angles, that would be cool. Because some plays you don't get to see some plays because they'll either be way too far away, or they're on the opposite side of where I'm standing, and it just kind of ruins the effect. And that happened a lot over the weekend. Like, you'll see shots head cam. We tried head cam in county. It's the only issue I have was that when I moved to shoot the live stream, I would forget that I had it on my head, and so it wouldn't be the same shot because I wouldn't be able to stand as still because I'm trying to adjust myself in the process. Especially when you have quarterbacks who run back into you for some reason on dropbacks. Good times. Always love when you got to take off and run because you're 10 yards back and somehow they came 9 yards within you. But, yeah, definitely something I'm looking into. I thought about getting a microphone too, because everybody talks about how awful the mic quality is. The audio on Blunt Talk is something that gets kind of skewed because of the whole, it's a weird, live kind of screws things up. I don't know what goes on with call-ins, but as soon as they happen, like, everything gets messed up. But I'm looking to the best stuff I can get to for equipment as soon as possible. Going back though, Captain's meeting's coming up. That's going to be about, I want to say 19 days away from Captain's meeting, 18 days away. I'm really excited about that one. Curious to see if they can work out the Misfit situation, because that needs to be resolved. I would really love for them to be in county, because I feel like they would add a lot. Speaking of Blunt Talk, shake my head. Why, Dre? Bad episode? But basically, I hope they're able to get in the county, because I feel like having them, X-Dogs, and Adrenaline Rush just makes this an even better season coming up. There's a lot of questions, too, going around. Who is Broadaxe's quarterback? I've heard about this. They had a guy there at the scrimmage against the Spartans. That scrimmage is getting pretty infamous now, from what I've heard. That whole situation with Graham and everything else is just kind of insane to hear about. But it happens. It's preseason. Didn't even want. Yeah, there was that was the issue. Yeah, I'll admit, James, I got a little caught up in the episode, and at that point of the night when we were talking to some of the hosts and everything else, we were trying to get a hold of somebody for Ride Out, and we never were able to get a hold of them. They were busy with work, they told me the next morning. That's the reason we never got to the Be Champions, is I was going to do a full interview, but that just never happened. We're trying to do a makeup one sometime down the road, because I've been wanting to do one for a while now. But yeah, that was my screw up. I'll admit it. I should have just gone ahead and talked more about it. But the biggest issue I had was that I only caught one Ride Out game all weekend, and that was the championship. And so I didn't really have much knowledge about the run they made, because all I knew was that they beat Renegades and Baez, and that was it. Because I never got a chance to see anything more of that. But that was my mistake, and I apologize to Ride Out. We're trying to work something out down the road and see if we can get an interview going. Looking in the comments section again. What happened with the Misfits? Tivis, they want to play in the Rhode Island Flag Bowl, but County has playoffs, and they're not budging on that from what I've heard. So they're talking about going to the Keystone Flag Football League instead for the season. Well, I guess we'll know more come Saturday when the captain's meeting happens. I have seen that, yeah. That'd be something that I'm curious to see how that would look. Like, because the drone camera is something I am definitely considering. If people want the drone more, we can try to get that. I do want to try to upgrade some of my regular smaller equipment first, though, because a lot of that's a lot. Someone tried calling me, but I'm in the middle of live right now. We used the drone at one of our last year in the KFFL games, and it was awesome, great views. Eric, link me to that video. I'd love to see that. But yeah, Misfits, that situation's rough. I'm kind of sad about it, but we'll see. I'd love to see him in County because I don't think I'll be getting to Keystone very much at all. I'm always 100% for County in the fall. It's close to me. I'm 15 minutes away from the field this season, which last season I was 40 from Greencastle and like 52 from Shippensburg. So it's a little refreshing to just go to my own area and just drive over. So likely to be in County more than Keystone. Now, if there's such a thing as a rain out in County and then we get Keystone being good and I get enough notice, I might try to ride up one Saturday morning to cover something. But otherwise, I'm staying in County from the looks of things. It's a shame, but I like Keystone. And it's a shame I'm going to miss out on what that Misfits team does if they are going up there. So I was really looking forward to seeing what they were going to be like in County because from what I'm gathering, it's definitely not AFN. They got some of their own guys there and everything else. And I'm curious to see where they go with that. But yeah, looking ahead, August 31st is week 1 at County. We're going to be kicking off. I'm pretty excited about that. So if Misfits are out, we got X-Dogs, ADR, Ruckus, Program, Warriors, Broadaxe, Red Knights, Spartans, and Railroaders. Which, usual suspects. I don't know. Is there any rumors of another team possibly joining County? Like, is there a last-minute guy trying to put together something? Is there another Joey out there who's saying, hey, if I can get 9 guys by Saturday morning, we'll try to put a team in Washington County? Because if there is, I mean, cool. I would love to see more teams because I always felt like County was better when there was more around. I am glad we're back at Marty Snook. I'm going to actually be, I'm going to try to go there right after this. I just got to wait for them to be done, and I'll be fine. Okay, they're 10:44. Okay, I got plenty of time. But I do look forward to kickoff, August 31st. There's going to be a lot of interesting storylines this year. I feel like a lot of teams are going to surprise. I think the Railroaders might actually get a victory or two this season. They're not looking that bad going in. They look like they could beat Ruckus. I feel like they got something there. Not say they're going to win the championship, but like they'll be better. They'll put up a fight. Spartans, I don't know what they look like. I've heard different things. Found out they do got Jazz Harrison on the team, which that's a pretty big pull-in for them. That's a hell of a big pull-in for them, even if he is like part-time and all that. But after that controversy with them and Broadaxe, though, man, oh man. I mean, it happens, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, how do you go from being all about a team to just not that quickly? I mean, maybe he saw something I didn't, but curious to see what they got. Looking at the comments section. Keith is videoing KFFL. Yeah. Hey, Keith did a great job this weekend doing the tournament, too. Keith Giles, the punter for the Killer Bees. He stepped in for me whenever we did some Blunt Talk games. He stepped in for me whenever I was tired. He did a fantastic job. We got his stuff edited on there with my stuff. It really, really, really was a great job by Keith this weekend. I'm glad you guys have a live streamer up there. I'll be glad to look at Keith streams once my games are done in County on Saturdays. I'd like to see him put together something similar to what we're doing down here, because I feel like that would be a big help for KFFL. Scrolling down. Ian Fisher's back for the year. Watch it happen. Yeah. Ian's determined, man. I talked to him in Baltimore, and he looked like he was ready for taking, man. He's ready to take this. He's ready to take a championship. Getting out of that co-ed flag football stuff he's been doing. Playing the real 9-man game. Or is Chaz playing guard? Facts. Chili, Warriors have a squad. Big facts. Big facts. That's Keenan Pooler Jr. go-to, Ant says. Anybody seen Brady Benner? No. I mean, I got asked about joining Spartans by Graham. That was just more, I think he was just saying it in cheek, though. I mean, if they did sign me, you know, that would really show they're desperate. That's a bad sign. But, like, I'm not coming out of retirement anytime soon, guys. Hi, we'll be right back.